Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? Gracious good morning, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It is Wednesday. It's April 3rd and it is 3:15 in the AM. And I am reading just for today. And for those of you who don't know, who don't follow me, who are just tuning in, I read recovery readings first thing in the morning because I work as a substance abuse counselor. And I've done this work for over 20 years. And I have a secondary licensure for women's treatment. I'm a women's treatment specialist. And right now, my primary focus is opiate treatment. Amen. And I'm a women's treatment specialist because I deal with mothers, babies, and liaison with all the different outside agencies, most specifically CPS. Amen. It's hard work. It's tough work. But I love what I do because I consider it ministry. Amen. And if you've ever spoken to me personally over the years, you know I refer to my work as ministry. Let me get into this reading, and then you'll understand why I put that out there. For you alone. That's the title. For you alone. Starts off with the sentence, the idea of a spiritual awakening takes many different forms in the different personalities that we find in the fellowship. And the fellowship is the Narcotics Anonymous Fellowship. But I want to say in fellowship, I'm talking about in your interactions, your social interactions in general with people that you know and love in general. Let me read this again. The idea of a spiritual awakening takes many different forms in the different personalities that we find in the fellowship. I'm going to make it more specific and say takes on many different forms when we are talking about us, when we're talking about what we've been through, when we're talking about, what has shaped us. Most of us will not discuss that in public. We want to praise and worship, but when we have this little vault of secrecy and shame that prevents you from putting your all on the altar. We have programmed from the time we encountered that first initial trauma, don't put your business out there. That is programmed in the house. That is programmed in the family dynamic. And I challenge that consistently because if you don't put your business out there, nobody's going to help. We talk about, now this is my legal name, y'all. We talk about Karens, nosy Karens. But we need those folks. Somebody that has to say, something's not right. Even if they're wrong, somebody to question what is going on. Because at one time, they may be accurate. They may be irritating, but it's that one time that they may be accurate. And that could be the one time that you get set free. Or you're going to carry this weight with you for the rest of your life and remain in silence. Your story needs to be told because somebody else is struggling with the exact same thing. May not be with the exact same people, but if you listen to the internet, it is. No, seriously, may not be the exact same people, but it's the exact same experience. Your story needs to be told. We need to break these strongholds and stop carrying them forward. That apology that you have coming that didn't come, did you allow it to stop your world? The apology that you owe, that you can't bring yourself to do, but you want to praise. You think you should do something about it. See, the bind works both ways. See, I got you locked up in my mental and emotional prison, but now I am stuck because I got to stand there and stand guard over you to make sure you stay in this prison I created for you. And then we create other jailers because we'll run and tell the story about how we were victimized. And a lot of us, no, let's keep this real. A lot of us volunteered. We're not victims. And however dirty the one person got, you got equally as dirty. And I'm speaking from experience, and I have no shame in telling that. God has redeemed. God has redeeming powers. God has restored. God has restorative powers. It's time to get right. Let this stuff go. We want to talk about love. We want to talk about mindfulness. We want to talk about compassion. We want to talk about empathy, but we don't want to demonstrate it in our own lives. We don't want to extend the same gifts to ourselves, because then we're somehow being selfish. This is God's gift to us. And in order to be good, effective folk, good, effective human beings, we need to embrace what we're calling the truth for other people. Amen. Let me just get into this reading. Though we all work the same steps, each of us experiences the spiritual awakening resulting from them in our own way and in our own time. Let's just pray that it's not too late. Many of us, when we're in the victim mode, we get stubborn. Many of us, when we're in the victim mode, we get prideful. I'm not going to do something until somebody does something else. And that is the same mindset. Hear me good. That broke the thing in the first place. You call it strength, but it's really a character defect. Call it out. It says the shape that spiritual awakening takes in our lives will vary depending on who we are. Amen. I just mentioned that. That thing that we call a strength is rooted in pride. That thing that we call a strength is often rooted in anger. That thing that we call a strength is often a character defect. And we're so proud of how we maintained that we don't look at how it impacted others. We're so proud of how we got what we wanted, and we'll call it a blessing, that we don't look at how we finagled or how it came to pass, and it's steeped in corruption. I'm not saying God won't reward you, but if you're not prepared, your heart's not right, your character's not clean, that thing that is a blessing will soon become a burden. Amen. I want you to think about how you're moving. I want you to think about what you need to do. I want you to move first in accountability to God, then in accountability to others. There you go. That's your spiritual awakening.